My audience, I come back to you. What do you want to see Parliament doing? Because the show is coming to an end, and this program is called Our Parliament. What do you want to see Parliament doing so that the Honorable Betty Among here can go back and tell her colleagues?
My name is Christine. We want to put Parliament to task to make UMEME or to demand that the UMEME and the government agreements be made public so that I, the consumer, can know what that agreement really is, the detail, because I am the consumer and I am the benefactor, and I need to know so that when UMEME is not meeting up to that agreement, I know. When government of Uganda is not doing what they said they should do, we, as a people down here, know what's happening.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Christine. Because we've run out of time, we have to end here. But let me come back to get final remarks from my panel. Honorable MP, those are the things that the people say Parliament should do. Are you up for the task?
I think one is that seeing the trend of the debate, Parliament is supporting this report 100%, and that is why actually the very many attempts are being made to compel them through the caucus, but I am very confident that if we don't achieve on the issue of termination, we will be able to achieve on renegotiation, because there are already many cabinet ministers who, after the cabinet yesterday, have made it very clear that they have even disagreed in the cabinet on this issue. And therefore, for me, we also need to compel UMEME and compel the executive to open the market, because when the market is open, then UMEME will be forced to be more efficient than it is. But we've got all this. The issue of agreement being made public, I think I agree with it, because if you really look at what is in that agreement, it is not a good agreement. So by and large, I think substantially what is contained in the report and the recommendation is one of those that will transform the energy sector, and also by and large most of the money which is going to UMEME for either rebates or for loans and so on, we have now recommended that it be redirected for more generation of power. Because when you have more power generated, then you will have more people connected.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Betty Amoyin. Yes, Dickens, your closing remarks.
Yes, of course we have to keep faith in the Parliament, but we've seen that actually everywhere where government has said no, they have used the two Parliament, the caucus, to actually defeat the main Parliament. So we have to be very mindful that there is a possibility that they can actually defeat everything. But again, I think somewhere where Parliament can also maybe take the leverage is the Electricity Regulatory Authority. Because at the moment we have a regulatory authority that is actually not independent. The Act says they are independent, but the way the board, the way the EDs are elected, they actually serve at the masses. That's why, like, even when Parliament comes with very concrete evidence, because the regulator is under pressure, political pressure, they actually present, they will be telling the public just very soon, if government thinks that things of Parliament, if government thinks things of Parliament should not be implemented, they will tell ERA, you just tell the public that actually whatever Parliament said is wrong. So if they can make the regulator more independent in terms of the security of tenure of the officers there, it would be a good thing. But ultimately, I think we as Ugandans, I think we must stop being very passive.
Okay, thank you very much, Dickens. And Dickens has gotten cheers from the audience. Let's come over to Henry. I hope you also get cheers.
Okay. I just like to pick on something Christine said about the contracts. As part of the IPO process, when UMEME was selling shares last year, we were required by the Securities Exchange to present on table all documents relating to our contract. And for 14 days, these contracts were laid out. This was done in my office, where we had public access to anybody who wanted to come to look at these contracts. You'll be disappointed to know only one person came despite the extensive knowledge. So while people say we want to see these contracts, these were tabled and put there for everybody. And there is public access, but the strange thing is when push comes to the shove, that doesn't happen. I'd like to say that the documents were there. If you look at the Securities Exchange Law, to go public, you must present all the documents relating to your organization. And
going public means you actually go public. So Henry, your closing remarks, please, because we have to close the show.
I'd just like to say that one of the fantastic things that came out of this agreement, however you may translate it to be, the electricity sector, the Uganda Electricity Transmission Company, the distribution company, and the generation company, and UMEME itself, is now self-sustaining. This sector is totally self-sustaining in terms of resources, because there has been a huge recovery of revenue by achieving to collect 97%. The line being built in the west that I mentioned about is a 3 billion shilling line, and that line is being financed by UETCL without any donor component in it. Now that is a step that we must recognize has been achieved by the government's decision to privatize. You may have an issue with the contents of the contract, but you cannot have an issue with the principle in which the government decided this is how the energy sector is going to run, because it's now an independently managed sector where the money that government now gets from other sources will go to divert to other things.
All right. Thank you very much, Henry. Unfortunately, we have to end on that point. Our viewer at home and our viewers here in the auditorium would like to thank you very much for watching our parliament. Do you know that the Constitution states that all power belongs to the people, and you give this power to your representatives? Do you know what your member of parliament is saying in parliament? The next time you see them, put them to task, and the program, Our Parliament, will make sure that you know what parliament is doing. Thank you for watching. I'm Iguma Gabriel. Until next time.